The esports presence at Cal Poly Pomona is constantly growing. With the various competitive games and in turn communities represented within Bronco Esports, the organization is helping to bring so many people together into one collective group. One of the communities to note is with Super Smash Bros. Melee, an over 2-decade-old game with tons of history behind the competitive scene. CPP in particular has its own extensive history with the game and even has some alumni coming from the scene that are still prevalent within the esports and streaming community. With that in mind, let's take a look at a tournament organizer whose involvement has been a huge contributing factor in maintaining the game's relevance with the larger esports landscape at CPP.
Hi, I'm Sam Duong. I'm a fourth-year electrical engineering student at Cal Poly Pomona, and I am the Melee coordinator for Bronco Esports. I started playing video games when I was about 6. My mom got me a DS for my birthday. It was that's where I started just playing video games. It was always the Mario Karts, the Mario parties, and it was a way for me to connect with my friends around me. We all had DSs, and we would just play on those wireless connections for the Mario Kart multiplayer. Super fun stuff. When Ultimate came out in full swing, I just started playing and grinding that. I wanted to be the best at my high school. I would just hold tournaments at my high school to kind of see who was the best at those Ultimate tournaments. Eventually COVID hit and we went online, and I tried to do the same thing as I did while school was happening, and we tried an online tournament, and I had the least amount of fun I've probably ever had in my life. I did not like COVID online Ultimate. I didn't really have access to a wired connection either, so I wasn't giving a good experience to my opponents either. So at that point, I was just like, okay, that's enough of that. I need something else. And that's when I found Melee. It's been 5 years now, so ever since I started playing Melee. Since it was COVID, I kind of just had nothing to do for a year and a half, 2 years straight. I mean, school was there, but that was kind of a second priority for me at the time because, Jesus Christ, trying to learn online as a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid, impossible. So I slowly started to not play the other video games as much, and Melee started just becoming the only thing I've found enjoyment in. There's so much about the game that I love. There's the movement. You could be as expressive as you want. You could do whatever combos that just come into your mind. It's a crazy thing where you could just be the most free. I've never played a video game where you've had so much freedom in your movement, in your options, in the way you can destroy people. It's super, super sick. First of all, if you've never played Melee before, terms like maybe, I don't know, L cancel, wave dash, dash dances, that it might just be words to you. And yeah, they are words, but to a Melee player, they are kind of ideas of just being able to scoot yourself around the stage in the fastest way possible. You have to do a certain set of inputs for each technique, and trust me, it's hard. For the first for the first few months, for the first 2 years of playing, I was just working on practicing these precise inputs just to be able to even move my character. Learning all that technical stuff, I feel like that's basically like learning how to tie your shoes in that game. If you can't tie your shoes, you're gonna trip. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff to know when you're first starting out. The game's I feel like the game has a pretty high floor of skill needed to in today's era just be able to kind of duke it out. But that's okay. I think even if it's a high floor, it's best not to be discouraged because everybody's trying to learn. Everybody's trying to get better. I spent years trying to just catch up to what people were doing 15, 20 years ago. And everybody has their own journey when they're playing Melee, you know? All that jargon, all this terminology, all these like super high technical stuff, it doesn't really matter. If you're interested in learning it, then yeah, you could learn the stuff. It's hard, but it's insanely rewarding to be consistent at, to hit every time you want to. Like one of the most important things about learning like melee movement is, I would say by far, is the L cancel, right? L cancel is a term used to for just characters that do an aerial, like so they do an attack move in the air, and usually when you're finished using that attack in the air and you land, it takes a lot of time to recover from that move. The L cancel is special in that when you press L or R or Z like a couple frames, I want to say like 1 to 7 frames before you actually land it, you actually cancel some of that landing lag or recovery frames, and oh my god, it speeds up your game so much. Like if you take a look at like Link's down air, when you don't L cancel it, it looks like an entire cutscene trying to just happening where Link is trying to the down air is Link kind of just stabbing a sword into below him, and when he lands, when that sword is still out, it's an entire cutscene where he's trying to like take the sword out, kind of just put it back to neutral. It takes forever, but when you L cancel it, you can actually see the difference happen where Link just takes the sword out, puts it to neutral so much faster. Melee is a game where the most important part of your game is your next step. So being able to throw something out and then immediately moving on to your next idea. That's very prevalent in Melee. It's super important to just always stay on your toes, think about what's going on in your game and what can you do to kind of push your advantage or kind of defend yourself. It kind of depends on whatever you're wanting to do. In a game where there's so much to do, the onus is on yourself to kind of decide what you want to do in the game and how you want to play things out. And I think that I'm really drawn to that because if I mess up, that's completely my fault. If I win, that's because of me, right? So being able to play on my terms, move on my terms, combo on my terms, that is something so addicting, and I feel like I can only get that stuff with Melee. What is it? CPP Melee has been around for a long, long time. I think, I don't even know the exact year they started, but it's like well beyond my time, back when I was maybe like 10, 11 years old. We're talking maybe 2014, 2015, maybe even earlier than that. I'm not even sure. But those are like old heads. We're talking Church, Redox, Lucky Ladder afterwards, Noir. That group right there, they came before us, before COVID, and Cal Poly was a poppin' scene back in the day. COVID definitely did a lot to kill some of that. After the first semester, after classes started to be in person again, it was definitely a very slow start back up to in-person events for CPP Melee, but we've built it up a lot to where it is today. It all started when, for the post-COVID era of CPP Melee started when Sahib Sicko just sends this DM in Discord and is like, "Hey guys, I transferred here. I'm trying to play some Melee. I'm gonna bring a CRT to the games room." And James and I were already starting to play a little bit. we're starting to form our offline community.
I feel like we had that like classic degenerate college friend like relationship when he was like still living at Cal Poly, and yeah, I kind of miss it. I kind of miss staying up at 2 a.m. and making ramen with him and playing Melee. But now, like, yeah, we just run the Melee tournaments together. We got busy. We hang out less, but yeah, he's still the homie. He like works really hard to make like Melee happen on campus, and I'm kind of just like, whatever. If it happens, it happens. If it's like too hard, I'm just like whatever. But like, he really like goes out of his way to make sure like the tournament is possible, and like we have all the CRTs there, and like especially for a frag fest, like he is the guy who reaches out to like get help with like setups, who organizes like the crew battles, who actually works with like Cal Poly Pomona Esports. I have like almost no part in that because it's just so much work, man. I could care less. It's like a bad thing to say, but yeah. So he really does like all of the heavy lifting. So yeah, I really appreciate that for him. And like sometimes I tell him like, you gotta stop. You're gonna like burn yourself out. But he's always like, no, this is how I like take a load off after work and after school. And I'm just not convinced. But yeah, that's like kind of our dynamic, I guess. Like it went from like me doing a lot of the heavy lifting to like me passing it off to him, and like now he's doing like a lot more. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out that way.
And it was like a great pastime for me during school. Go to class, try my best to understand what was going on in my engineering courses, and then bolt straight through to the BSC or the Bronco Student Center games room just to play Melee for hours and learn from everybody. There's like a lot of people that have come and gone in the past few years, whether they've like graduated or just, moved on. So there was always somebody just coming in to play games, and I thought that was really special about our community. There was always interest, and so we started making our weekly tournaments more and more frequent. We would rent out a room, like a lecture hall in the business buildings, and just hold weeklies for people to come try Melee, come play Melee, try to win every time. And it was free for everybody. You didn't have to pay. You didn't have to... It was very low stakes, but, it was a great way to get in some games.
You know how it is. We out here at the local. We out here at the weekly. I'm so busy, man. We're calling, like, we're doing pools, like round robin pools into double elim, and there's like 20 people here, so it's like 4 pools of 5. So we gotta get through this first phase, and then we can get to double elim. That's gonna take a while, but it's okay. It's a great way for just like... Home Dog 2-0. Home Dog 2-0, awesome. It's a great way for like the lower level players to get lots of sets in, like low stakes though. Because, what is it? If you're an 0-2er, 1-2er, you go to like a big tournament, it's a Davies, Verdugo, rest in peace to Verdugo, and like you enter, your tournament starts at 7:30, you play your 2 sets and you lose, you're done by like 7:55, and that is the 0-2er experience, but it could be more, so we set this up.
From there,
Yeah.
I became like really close with Sahib Siko. He was the coordinator before I was, and he started introducing me to more and more tournaments outside of Cal Poly. Yeah, he took me to another collegiate tournament all the way out in Riverside. That was the UC Riverside Highlander Con. There was a Melee tournament there too, and I learned like, wow, there are these different scenes just all over SoCal, and I wanted to learn more. I wanted to just join this community where everybody's wanting to get better and play this crazy game. And so the Melee Arcadian 2022 rolls around, and that's in UC Irvine. And all of the Melee guys at the time came down to that. That was definitely one of like my best memories in the community. An Arcadian is a tournament where anybody from the region can enter except for the ranked players. So it's kind of like a way to showcase the lower level talent and see who's kind of up next. I did piss poor at that tournament. I had 2 DQs in winners, but I ended up going 0-2 in losers anyway, so it was essentially 0-2. I played so bad, but the experience for me was definitely made through just the rest of the event, watching people cheer for Melee events live. That was an insane thing to see. Like, wow, this is a sports game. This is a spectator sport. It was so fun cheering on my friends there. I remember watching Venolox make his run at that tournament. That was awesome as well. I met one of my closest friends, Salami, there. And just, it was so fun. I've met so many people through CPP Melee, and especially thanks to Sahib, because he's pretty involved with just like everybody in the SoCal Melee scene. It's awesome. I've met so many of my closest friends through Cal Poly Melee and Sahib.
It's like really hard for me to like go out of my way to socialize with other people and like make really lasting friendships. And Sam is not like that at all. He like really feeds off the energy of other people. He's an extrovert. I'm an introvert, and he is the one like making all the connections in Southern California and like introducing me to other people and giving me rides, especially like in the first 2 years. He was like driving me everywhere to go to tournaments. So yeah, I am really thankful for him for like just being such a good social butterfly and like dragging me to places. Yeah, he makes all the connections and I mooch off of him. That's kind of how it works. Yeah.
So fast forward a couple years, we've slowly started to build up our community. Where Sahib graduates, I become the next coordinator for Melee at Cal Poly, and we have a pretty nice system going on. We have weeklies every semester. We try our best to roll out our big tournament, Frag Fest, every semester, trying to just, give back to the community, not only to our students, but to the SoCal scene just at large. And I think it's a great way to, integrate our students into that larger SoCal scene, because I think it's so special. It's like, it changed my life, Yeah.
What's strange is I got into Melee initially in middle school, so this would have been like 7 years ago. But I saw a really toxic community around where I grew up in Poway, like a certain area of San Diego. And I just didn't want to be in that area, or not in that area, but that environment. So I kind of like distanced myself from Melee. And then I recognized that the in-person community can be a lot more engaging and uplifting than what I had previously been exposed to. I was also a lot more involved with Ultimate back in the day, and I don't think that worked well for me. But here at CPP, I've met amazing people. I've been able just to have fun. This feels like a safe space for anyone, really. I don't know. I think things just change and people kind of find their own people. And I'd say at CPP is my people for Melee.
Yeah, I've made hella memories just doing all this stuff for CPP Melee. I'm getting food with all the players every week. Just being able to put our hearts out on the line at a low stakes tournament, competing, trying to just mess each other up. And then at the end of the tournament, we're all friends again and we're getting food, we're talking about the game, we're talking about like just connecting with each other, learning about each other more, just and trying to support each other through our walks of life, cuz we have people coming from all sort of different backgrounds at CPP Melee on top of just, just playing Melee together. James is a CS major, Tao is an EE major, Judy Nick is he's civil. I'm electrical. We're all coming from different backgrounds and we're still like getting really really close. It's awesome. And we have people from outside of the school just coming to the Cal Poly locals as regulars too, and we're really getting to know them well. Like Bosco and Redox. They're software engineers, and because of how close the Pomona weeklies are to them, they just pop in every week and just get in some games. It's awesome to see how we can just connect with so many different types of people every week. And with every week provides an opportunity for that sort of connection, just being able to meet people and, be there for them.
Well, because the thing is, Cal Poly Pomona is interesting in that it's a commuter school. A lot of the people that you see in your classes, you won't see except for in your classes. And I now have the ability to hang out with people outside of class just by knowing them in proximity to Sam or like even to James. But like meeting new people through other people is extremely easy in Melee as a whole, I'd say. I can remember that I was able to go to the last Verdugo and I played one game the entire time I was there. It was that packed. It must have been like 250-ish people. And I just remember, I remembered knowing someone who was pool captain for the tournament. And since I was friends with her, I was able to get just like a free burger because she knew I was a broke college student. And I think at that moment I realized like just knowing people through Melee, you can make lifelong connections just playing a game, and that's really special to me. I don't think you can do that in a whole lot of other games. I think some fighting games definitely have that, but Melee is special because Melee is the cockroaches of esports. You can't get rid of them. Like, people will be here until every single Wii bricks. They'll be here until every single CRT is in the dump. And then they'll probably just move to monitor setups. But like, I don't think anyone's ever getting rid of Melee. I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to kill Melee in any way. Just not just as a game, but as a like social environment.
I think being in the SoCal Melee scene is just super special because I have my group of friends that I play with all the time. Whenever it's kind of a way to escape like the hardships of whatever you're dealing with, school, work, just, life. The SoCal Melee scene offers some sort of escape for that. I have friends that I play Melee with on the regular just to, get my mind off things or just actively want to get better. Getting cheered for is one of the best feelings I've ever felt in my life. Like, I play a set and I just hear my friends in the back just cheering me on. That electrifies me, man. I don't know. I love getting cheered on. That it makes me want to play the game even more. I want to be able to play in a way where my friends go, "Oh my god, he really just hit that stuff. He hit that combo. He killed his opponent in 2 seconds flat." I want to see the reactions on my friends' faces just being able to hit that stuff.
For me, it's like very selfish, like winning. Winning is always when I remember, and that kind of just shows like my social side. But yeah, it's just who I am. I beat this like really good player, SoCal PR. I'm not gonna name who, just like because I feel that's like kind of weird. But yeah, I beat this player, and like immediately after I win, people just like come up to me and they just like congratulate me. They give me fist bumps, and yeah, just like the validation of doing that is something I've never had before, and it's like it's a pretty special moment when you do that, and you've been practicing so long, coming up onto it, and yeah, it's just like a big wave of euphoria, and also it just feels cool to be recognized for doing something that's hard.
If you watch like the 6-hour Smash doc from way back in the day, Wife in his interview goes like, Melee is this place where you could be somebody, right? And I think I really do live by that. I love the place that I found for myself within the Melee scene. I love the place I found for myself as the Melee coordinator for CPP Melee, right? This is my crew. This is my friends that I found in school that share an interest in my favorite video game of all time. I've loved the place I've found for myself within the larger SoCal Melee scene. I find myself going to tournaments at like 3-4 times a week sometimes when I have the free time to, because what else could I be doing, right? I feel like everybody has something to offer within the scene, and I love that everybody's doing it out of love and passion for the game. And I like to think that I have love and passion for the game too. I love providing this space for new players from the Pomona area, just all over SoCal for that sake, just to be able to come together and play this video game, learn the video game, get better, compete, and just find something. I feel like we offer just a very welcoming community, and it's free too. It doesn't cost anything. You just need to show up and show out. We offered this space for students, like a place to kind of blow off steam. School's hard. School's a hard thing to get through. We're here for you if you need something, you need some sort of release. I know that some locals in the SoCal scene have started to kind of die down. Rest in peace to like tournament series, long tournament series like Verdugo or Lawless back in the day, the Friday Night Turnip, Melee in Progress. So I think having the courage to just like be able to host something for everybody while we need more locals and weeklies, it's important to tell community members like, yeah, we're here for you. We are a place where you can enjoy your hobby. Come through, and it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're not a bad person, then come play video games with us. It's a fun time. Shout outs, CPP Melee. We've really worked hard to get where we are today. And, thanks to everybody that's made CPP Melee, like, a more welcoming and, you know, just cool place. I'm talking like James. James and Jacob. They keep all the TVs in their closet. Tao has been working their way up as the new coordinator for CPP Melee, because, you know, James is graduating this semester. Shout outs to Christian for all his contributions to broadcasting. Shout outs to Ray for, you know, his branding and marketing ideas. It's, you know, it takes a village, and I think it's starting to really pay off, you know? Yeah.
That's going to be all, Broncos. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know what you thought of the start of this little mini-series. Do you have any history with the game? What about with the Bronco esports community as a whole? We'd love to hear what you have to say. But as always, thank you so much for watching.